Hello, my name's Kathleen. I'm one of the spirit operators, and today we're going to take a look at two types of meditation. Um, Most people, when they think of meditating, they think of someone who's perhaps sitting on a meditation cushion, their legs folded, and doing a meditation. And that is one type. That's the first type we'll take a look at. And it can be called formal meditation. And the purpose of doing meditation when you're first starting is you're learning to focus your mind. You're learning to concentrate. um, like most of us are familiar with Sesame Street, and they kept changing all the time. This little show, that little show, and it was all joined together, but it was all a bunch of little like skits, and that's because in what we call this time period, degenerate times, people don't have a lot of focus. It's very hard for them to concentrate on something, so they need a lot of change, a lot of variation. And so the point of meditation, especially when you're first starting, is learning to just focus your mind on a single object, just to try to learn to concentrate better. And then as you grow and learn, you will then focus your attention on a virtuous object. And that's the ultimate thing you want to be doing with meditation, is focusing your mind on virtue, on a virtuous object. Okay, we're not trying to blank our mind out. That's actually a mistaken meditation, so please don't do that. And so focusing. And so formal meditation, yeah, you can sit in the Vajra posture. That's with both legs are crossed and the feet are up. I don't know if you can see, or half Vajra where you've got one foot up. Okay, um, those are two, um, or they're called lotus positions too, I think. Full Vajra, full lotus, half lotus. Okay, anyway, so you can do that. It's also okay to sit in a chair as long as your feet are flat on the ground. Okay, and you want to have your back straight as possible. So that's part of formal meditation, is we can do it when we're sitting. We can also do it lying down. So if for whatever reason you're unable to sit comfortably, you can always lie down and you can still meditate. It's just focusing your attention on a single object. At first, it's usually on your breath, and then it's on a virtuous object after you've accomplished that. You can also do formal meditation walking. Make sure you're not walking into traffic. It's best if you're in like a secluded, safe area, because you're trying to focus your mind on a virtuous object. You don't want to be tripping and falling over things or bumping into things, right? So you want a kind of a clear path, and then you can do it walking as well. And so that's the first type, the formal meditation. The second type of meditation that most people have no idea exists is contemplation meditation. And that's when we spend any amount of time during the day just thinking about virtue, thinking about virtuous objects. Um, if you're Buddhist, you could call that thinking about Dharma, and just contemplating and thinking about it, because that is making our mind familiar with virtue, which during this time period most people find difficult. And so just trying to constantly think about virtuous objects. Personally, I do that when I'm watching TV shows or movies, and I'll be like, "Ooh, that's a lot of negative karma. Ooh, that's positive karma," and just, and I'm just constantly thinking about, ooh, like how it works, how virtue works. And quite often, if we're watching a show and there's a lot of virtuous things going on, we can find ourselves crying, and that's a natural reaction because it's pretty rare for people to behave virtuously. It's not impossible, but there's a lot of people out there, I don't have to name any names, you probably know, that rarely engage in virtuous actions, sadly. And so Just spend as much time as you can contemplating, thinking about virtuous objects and virtuous actions, and how can you incorporate more of those into your life so that will help you have a much better future. So those are the two types of meditation. So we have the formal meditation, which is the first one, and then the second one is the contemplation meditation. So hopefully you've learned something here. Please, if you have any questions, please go ahead and leave a comment below. We'll be quite happy to answer any questions. Or you can always contact us. We have started a website, and so we would love for you to visit our website, and it's spiritoperators.neocities.org, and I'll leave that in the description below so that you can just hopefully just click on it and get there. Um, yeah, okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this has helped you.